नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। Hare Krishna, all you wonderful devotees out there, welcome back to yet another episode of Grow Through Gita. So in the previous video, we've talked about the different koshas, the different aspects of our existence, and how the different steps of Ashtanga Yoga correlates with each of them. But then, if somebody performs simply Bhakti Yoga, that itself will cater to all the necessities of your life. For example, for the Annamaya Kosha, anybody who is following strictly the principle of consuming only prasadam, that is food offered to the Supreme Lord Krishna, sanctified food, sacred food, then the Annamaya Kosha is nourished. Like especially if you were to talk to somebody from the Shri Sampradaya, they will even call water as tirtha. Just like we call the food as prasadam, even water, they will not call it water. They will say it is tirtham, what they consume, because that is also offered to the Lord. So by prasadam consumption, Annamaya Kosha needs are taken care of. And that is why it becomes important, like I was saying, especially for the babies, the first 5 years where the Annamaya Kosha is predominant and they are taking mother's milk, even the mother consumes prasadam also, that way through the mother, even the baby is taking prasadam. And of course, as the child grows up and starts consuming solid food and all that, we can make sure that the food is exclusively offered to the Lord and we become very, very strict with our consumption. And then Annamaya Kosha is very well taken care of. And by following the 4 regulative principles, no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit relationship, that way our Pranamaya Kosha, that is very much regulated. What we do, what we don't do, all that is nicely balanced. And then the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Mantra, man means mind. Tra means that which liberates your mind. So this is for the Manomaya Kosha, for the mental aspect of your body. Simply, nicely chant here, chant here, chant here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And your Manomaya Kosha is taken care of. And then next for the Jnanamaya Kosha, there are plenty of scriptures. Of course, you don't have to read all of them, especially Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So if you simply stick on to studying, scrutinizingly studying Srila Prabhupada's books, it's the excellent nourishment for your Jnanamaya Kosha. And then by performing loving, practical, devotional service, that is bhakti, engaging all the senses, just like in Ambarish Maharaj's case we've discussed earlier, how he used his limbs, his legs, his forehead, his nostrils, his hands, his everything in the service of the Lord. So if we can nicely do that, then the Vijnanamaya Kosha is taken care, that is the practical application. And then through everything, because all of them, prasadam, regulative principles, chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, reading Prabhupada's books, and serving, everything is in connection with Krishna. Your spirit is supremely satisfied. That is Anandamaya Kosha. So this way, by simply performing Bhakti Yoga, all the koshas are completely taken care of. So having laid such wonderful, solid foundation for chapter 6 with all this excellent understanding, let's enter into shloka number 1. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sasannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyaha. So So here, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Lord Krishna is saying, what is he saying? Anashritaha karma phalam. Ashraya means shelter. Ashritaha means somebody who's taken the shelter. Anashritaha means to not to take the shelter. So what shelter we should not take? Karma phalam. Don't take the shelter of the results of your fruitive activities. But at the same time, karyam karma karoti yaha. Go on doing your prescribed duties, but don't take shelter. Don't be interested. Don't think you are the cause of the karma phala. So if you can do this, sa sannyasi cha yogi cha. This person is actually a sannyasi. You may not have officially taken the sannyasa order, carrying danda and all that. But if you have this kind of a spirit, then you are also still a sannyasi. Cha yogi cha, you are also a yogi. Because you are not getting bound into this karmic entanglement because you have given up the karma phala, you are a yogi. You are connecting with the Supreme Lord. Na niragnirna chakriyaha. This is actually the way of becoming a sannyasi and a yogi, not the person who doesn't light the fire. Especially grihasthas, every day they are supposed to be doing homa. Of course, this was for earlier days. Today, I don't know how, times have changed, circumstances have changed. But Krishna is telling, na niragnir. It's not like, oh, I'm not lighting the fire, I'm not cooking my own food, or I'm not performing sacrificial fire, so I'm not, So these are not the criteria to say that I'm a sannyasi or I'm not a sannyasi. Na chakriyaha, or it's like, I'm going to nullify, I'm not going to do any activities. I've renounced all the activities, so I have become a sannyasi. No, Krishna says that's not the criteria. You should still continue to perform your kriya, your prescribed duties, but at the same time, don't take the shelter of karma phala. Then you are a sannyasi, then you are a yogi. So if we carefully observe, right all through 5th chapter and now even in the 6th chapter, Krishna is saying this renunciation is not a matter of simply a formal ceremonial thing. Of course, that also has its place. So Krishna is more interested in the spirit of renunciation rather than the physical act of renunciation. So somebody could be a grihastha and still be a sannyasi, a grihastha sannyasi. Somebody could be a brahmachari, could still be a sannyasi in spirit. Somebody could be a vanaprasthi, but still could be a sannyasi in spirit. So the mood, the attitude, the demeanor, the inclination, this is what matters most. And that's how Krishna is starting the 6th chapter. So we'll come back in the next video and see what he's going to reveal in the upcoming shlokas. I can't wait. I hope it's the true for you. I hope you are also equally eager. We'll see you very soon. Take care. Hare Krishna.